so kind of should be expected, I suppose. As you can see, my haircut, well, you can't see it, I got my haircut, but I had my beard trimmed up nicely. Anyway, how was everybody today? Today I am walking into work as per. I am running very late because last night was a bit of a story. There's a lot going on last night, really. Emotions are running high with certain things going on, yeah. But anyway, that's not really that important at the moment. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us. How's it all going? Just walking into work right now. Just thought I'd do a little catch up with you guys. I haven't done a live for a little while, so yeah. Let me know what you're up to. Fire away with any questions that you may have. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, coffee's almost cold already. That's how cold it is down here this morning. It must be, I don't know, on the verge of freezing, so it's got to be 3 degrees, 4 degrees maybe this morning. Still looks beautiful down here though. Turn you around and let you have a little look. There you go, look at that. That's one thing that's quite frustrating about, I don't know if this is generally for most of Australia, but the footpaths. I don't seem to have many footpaths in this country. Most of my walk on the way to work is walking on the road. I'll say most. A quarter actually would probably be walking on the road. Good morning, Ro. I'm a truck driver in the UK. Is there any chance that I can move to Australia? There is definitely a chance. If you're from the UK and you're a UK citizen, then yes, that is definitely possible. You need at least 1 year's experience driving class 1. But the best way to probably do it would be get a working holiday visa, especially if you're single, and then sorry, lots of cars going past, it's very loud. Yeah, come over here and then talk to different companies and find out what companies are sponsoring, and there are a lot of them that do sponsor, but it's going to be sort of regional areas, so as long as you don't mind living a bit further away from the city, that's probably going to be your option. Good morning everybody, thank you for joining. How are we all doing this morning? Oh, I'm losing my breath already. Just walking past, look at this house. I'll show you guys this house. Unusual one, like the old cowboy house. I like it. I mean, it wouldn't exactly be my preference of house, personally, but still think it's pretty cool. Fire away in the comments, guys, if you've got any questions. Don't forget to hit that like button, helps me out a lot. Costs absolutely nothing. Nothing. Or as my daughters would say at the moment, nothing. Don't know where they got that from. Oh, who we got? I'm going to get a lift, so I'm going to catch you short. Bye. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Well, we're staying. We're walking. Just going to be late. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I'm going to be very late today. Sorry about this, guys. I will get back into the swing of things. Alright, any more questions? Alright, so I've been in Australia now for coming up 11 months. Yeah, I think it is 11 months now. There have been some highs, some lows, and I will just say at the moment there's been quite a few lows. getting to that time of year where it's cold and a bit miserable, so it makes it a little bit easier to get sort of a bit sad, if you like, I guess. And yeah, my missus is missing her family and friends back home, so it's been a tricky few days, but we do have to weigh up at the end of the day why we came. Is this to move as a truck? So if you're going to be just looking at getting a sponsorship from the UK as a truck driver, very tricky. But if you come over on a working holiday visa, providing you're under 35 years old, you can do. You can then get your license, your truck license here in Australia, and then you can go and look for someone to sponsor you, which is usually quite easy if you are working basically here and they can see that you're a good worker. Then the chances are they probably will sponsor you, especially in WA, because they're crying out for truck drivers over this side of the country. Why are you not driving a truck then? This is very true. Why am I not driving a truck? So moved over here on my missus' visa. She is a teacher, so that made the whole process a lot easier of getting here rather than going on a trucking visa. Pull you guys up a bit. I think you see a bit of the surroundings. There we go. Yeah, so got here on her visa, which means she has to work full time, and I can only work part time currently because my children are not in school full time yet. So here in Australia, when they're 4 years old, they do 1 week of school where they'll go 2 days, and then the following week they'll go for 3 days. So for 5 days a fortnight, I have to stay at home and look after my children, and that will be until January. When January comes, I will be able to go get my license and do what I want, basically. So yeah, it's one of those scenarios, I'm afraid, at the moment. My hands are tied. I would like to be working full time and trucking, but circumstances make it not possible right now. But we'll see how we go. Nice warm cup of joe. Alright, come on guys, don't be shy, ask some questions. Anything you want to know about moving to Australia, ask away. I'll do my best to answer the questions for you. And yeah, if you don't mind hitting that like button, it costs absolutely nothing, really helps me out. I appreciate that. God blimey. I need a tissue for my nose now. I'll hold you down there like that, you can see all up there, I want to see that. It's getting busy now, you're getting near the busy road. I'm being here, good morning mate, how we doing? Being here on the missus' visa, I have the same working rights as her, so I can work, basically do what I want in terms of work. So that's good. Just I can't really, because obviously the kids. But yeah, once that's sorted. What's a full English like down there compared to UK? It depends where you go. Where I am, I'm a little bit rural, so you'd struggle to find a full English really. You can get similar things, I suppose. I'm lying, there's a cafe that does kind of a full English. It's okay. They do like their avocado on toast and stuff like that, so it's not quite full English. If you went to Perth though, that's a different story. Perth, you get pretty much full English, and quite a lot of places. Can you please suggest any truck driving companies that are recruiting foreign truck drivers? Now see, this is the thing. you want to look at the smaller companies that are a bit more rural that will sponsor you, because they're usually the ones that struggle to find the drivers, whereas these big companies, they're not going to struggle as much. More people know about them, and they'll use agencies and so on and so forth. It's the small companies that are going to be your lifeline. You're probably best, just finding an area that sort of appeals to you, like I did, and kind of look at the trucking companies in that area, and then just reach out. But obviously make sure that it is a regional area which does do a visa, which is called a 482 or a DAMA, DAMA. That would be your best way. Now, like I say to you, if you're still young enough, you don't have kids and family that you want to bring over with you just yet, or at all, then get yourself over here on a holiday working visa if you're from the UK, and start building connections, and you'll be surprised how quick you'll find someone that will want to sponsor you. Good morning everybody. Wow, we've got 18 people watching. It doesn't sound like a lot, but to me, I'm very grateful for that. The old postman, he's a pom as well. Yeah. Any other questions, guys, about moving from the UK to Australia, about being a trucker? Ask away. Shall do my best to answer. And don't forget to hit that like button. I won't keep saying it. I'll probably say that the last time, but yeah, if you could do that, it really does help me out. It costs absolutely nothing, I tell you. Yeah, look, have a look at these trees. These carry trees. How beautiful it is. I mean, it's a cold morning, but it is absolutely stunning. As hard as things get sometimes being here, in terms of missing family and stuff like that, I always feel very lucky and blessed that I did manage to get here. Truck driving in Canada any good? I have family out there and don't have any baggage over here in the UK. So I've not actually done, obviously, driving in Canada, but I did do a lot of research into it because I was looking at going there myself with my family. We have family over in Calgary, and the problem with Canada is obviously the weather. So you're going to have a good 3 solid months of real harsh conditions where, depending on obviously what kind of trucking you're doing, you're going to be challenged in probably the hardest way you possibly ever could be challenged as a truck driver, in terms of having to put snow chains on, and just having to know a lot more than you would driving in most different climates. So there is that. I was kind of excited in a way thinking about that, because especially like me being a bit of a loser and liking doing my own content and stuff like that, I was thinking, oh, what a great opportunity to do content putting snow chains on. And the reality is, actually, can you imagine trying to set up cameras when you can't feel your hands and you're trying to put a snow chain on and you're getting pissed off? Probably wasn't going to happen, was it? Weather and foreigners. Why are you saying that? I mean, yeah, whatever. I am right by saying they do lorrying different there, like train trailer effect. Yeah, road trains. So they do have a lot of road trains, especially over in WA. There's a lot of mines over this side of the country. Copper, gold, iron ore, lithium, and they'll do If you're like down this way where it's a bit more populated, I say a bit more populated than up north, not massively populated, then there'll be like road trains of two trailers that are taking up to like 100 ton. But if you go up north where the actual mines are, then you can be doing like up to like fucking 6 or 7 trailers. The housing scheme is that the government will buy 40% of the house, so they only have to pay 60%. Well, not in effect yet. Ah, hello, Jay. Thank you guys. Yeah. I got a mate here that's a property developer. I speak to quite regularly, and I don't know if this is the same in the UK. I've never really looked into it before. But you're saying that you technically don't need a deposit to get a house in Australia. If you find a house that's up on the market and it's valued under market value, you can get someone to go out and value that house, and if they value it at say $50,000 more than it's actually worth, or put on the market for, should I say, you can actually use that as a deposit. I don't actually know the full ins and outs of that, but he was saying that he's done that before, and I was quite shocked by that. Sounds good to me. Marriage advice. Marriage advice. Whoa. Now you're asking. Cool. Just do your best to keep her happy. That's all I do. I don't always succeed, but I do try my best. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously only so far you can go before it starts to affect yourself. But yeah, just be there and do your best. And I kind of feel like it's working for me so far, so we'll see. One thing I will say is moving halfway across the world it will test your marriage, if you are married, that is. It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. I knew it wasn't going to be. I knew there was going to be hiccups and days where it felt like everything was working against us, which has been quite prevalent recently. But yeah, you just got to try and keep a positive outlook on life. Remember why you did it, why you're here, and yeah, try not to dwell too much on the past. Hello, Jack. Any more questions, guys? Appreciate you guys coming along with me this morning on this walk. Just going past the skate park now, so I won't be long until I'm there. I don't actually know what is the time. Well, I'm 4 minutes late, and I've got about another 6 minutes until I'm at work, so bit of a tricky one this morning. I woke up very late. I'm on my way to work, mate. Just walking into work. It's about a 3k walk, which I do every day. I work. I try and get some exercise in because I find it's the best thing for my mental health. And we live in such a beautiful country now. Why not make the most of it? One thing I have noticed about rural Australians, I don't know so much in the city, but where I live, is that people use their cars for everything. Like, it's understandable because the houses are so spread out and far apart that it is quite a bit of a distance, even just to get to the shops. Most people tend to go to work tend to go home on their lunch breaks as well, so If you're walking, you can't do that. Oh yeah, do you know what? You've hit a nail on the head there. I do miss a Greggs sausage roll. Greggs sausage rolls are far superior to any sausage roll that I've had here in Australia, and I'm sorry if that upsets you if you're Australian, but yeah, it's making me salivate just thinking about it now. What we got? Fair play. Watch out for snakes and spiders. Snakes and spiders. Yeah, that's a good one. I've seen a few snakes and I've seen a couple of spiders, but never have I been that worried, to be fair. One day one's going to just jump out on me and maybe I'll shoot myself, but my wife left me and took I'm sorry to hear that if that is true. I don't know if you're just trolling, but yeah. Hi daddy, how's it going? He doesn't like our sausage rolls. Deport him. Yeah. Fair enough. No, I do actually like some of the sausage rolls here. In town, there's only a couple of places that I do like, and some of the other ones are a bit naff. Too much onion in some of them, and yeah. But I don't know. I think it's just what you're used to, isn't it? But I'm glad that I don't have Greggs accessible, because I feel like Greggs was very detrimental to my health. What made you move away from the UK? Well, where do you start? I'm almost at work now, so I don't really have long enough to tell you everything. But in a nutshell, wages, safety, loads of things really. Yeah, I love sausages. I'm sure you do. Here we go. Got the trolls going. Yeah, wages, safety, lifestyle, the weather. Just the weather alone is enough to make you want to go. Yeah, bear with me a second. Just crossing the road. Just trying not to get killed. And we did it. How many years to convince your wife to make the move? About 2 years it took me to convince the wife that it was the right decision. And now I think I've got to spend the next 2 years convincing her that it was the right decision. Yeah, I think she's struggling a little bit more than I am, which is understandable. She misses her mum, she misses her friends. She had a lot more friends than me, so understandable. I had a few good friends, but I didn't really have like a whole group of different friends in there. Brexit made things worse. What job do you do? I'm currently just working in a hardware store until my kids go to school, and then hopefully until they go to school full time, and then in January I will be looking at going full time as a truck driver, hopefully. Anyway guys, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate the company. I am at work, so I will love you and leave you, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.